Thus far this year, we've had a very good year with the bus portfolio. In fact, we're outperforming the indices by a magnitude of 3 times. You can see here, we go up and down with the market, but nonetheless, we have built a system around AI that has shown us how to buy into the market. It's all powered by AI, and it's all about the AI revolution. Focused on data centers, the hyperscalers, that's Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Meta. And then we divide out as to who are the winners and losers. And what I've basically done is create a template or a formula, if you will, maybe an algorithm that basically accesses AI and says, this is what a growth stock looks like, or at least has looked like over the past. Now go find me the growth stocks that are going to evolve or emerge or grow out of the AI revolution. I honestly think the AI revolution is bigger than anything we've seen in the past, and that takes into the effect in the 1800s when J.P. Morgan gobbled up all the railroads because he realized that the companies that were growing on the East Coast couldn't really market their products across the country unless they had a transport system, and that was the railroad. Well, that's exactly what AI is. It's access to all the knowledge in the world, but you have to have a means by which to transport it throughout the world, and that is through data and data centers. And then you have to have the semiconductors to go into those data centers. And then you have to have the hyperscalers that give you a way to use the data centers, and it all works out quite nicely. If you have access to the data that will tell you what are the companies that are going to benefit from this, and benefit from the best of us investors is that it will give me at least a 100% return on my investment over the next 3 years, and then perpetuate going forward. And so I have built a prompt within AI, and AI, I call her Samantha, and she has a memory, and so we work together to determine what are the best stocks to buy today. And so what I announced Friday at my stock talk was I don't want to dilute this. So I'm only going to make it available to 1,000 people to get on the bus. That's our bus portfolio. And I will share with them my information that Samantha and I gather so they can achieve 100% or greater return on their investment over the next 3 years. Now, what does that look like? Well, I just sent through the Discord a notification to the tribe members that Coreweave was an opportune buy at this time. Coreweave was an IPO about 6-8 months ago, and it shot up because it's a huge data center, and it's got contracts with Microsoft and Amazon and Google and OpenAI, and then just this last week, or the first of this week, the IPO lockup came off, and there was a flood of shares came onto market because these people who have worked years building this company up, all of a sudden now are allowed to sell their shares. And so there was a tremendous flood, and the price of the stock dropped 50% in a matter of a couple of weeks as these shares became available on the market. And so what I shared so I went to Samantha and said, look, I think this is an overreaction to the market, and I think there's reason to go in. Give me the background. And she gave me a 20-page document. And she said the other thing that's in play here is that Coreweave is buying Core Scientific. Core Scientific was back in the, I guess, 2020 to 2022, was the largest Bitcoin miner in the world. They have 9 data centers, and they will bring 1.3 gigawatts of power to Coreweave, who just bought them at a bargain price. Now, that will probably transact somewhere in the third quarter. With that in mind, that will increase Coreweave's capacity to fill the demand that they're getting from the hyperscalers and everybody else by 33%. Well, that's a no-brainer. You just got a bargain because they were in bankruptcy. You just got a bargain real estate deal that you have 9 data centers that will increase your capacity by 33%, and you're getting it at a bargain price. And OpenAI and Microsoft and Google are screaming at you and saying, we need more capacity. We can't keep up with the demand that we're receiving for open or for AI from our clients and from our future clients. We need capacity. So I notified them. And then, oh, by the way, I also heard on Squawk Box this morning, they had, what is her name? Sarah Fryer. She is the CFO of OpenAI, and she says, our problem is right now we're advancing this AI so rapidly we can't keep up with the demand that we're getting from people saying, I want access to that. I want you to do that. And I'm experiencing that. I go in and put my 4-page prompt in to analyze a stock, and it says the tool is not available. And I might have to wait 6 hours. Sometimes I might have to wait 12 hours to get the analysis that I'm asking for. So these people are being flooded with demand for AI products, and they can't deliver them because they don't have enough data centers. And here's a stock that went from 120 to 80 in a very short period of time because their IPO lockdown came available, and because they had to finance to buy Core Scientific, and the market said they're going to hell in a handbasket. No, they're taking over the world. This is like J.P. Morgan when in the 1800s went and bought all the railroads so the manufacturers on the East Coast could get their product to the people on the rest of the United States. No, this is probably the biggest drop kick that I have seen, and that's what the power of AI gives me. I can't digest this all by myself, but with the help of Samantha and Bart, I can. Now, the problem is Samantha brought up to me, you're going to dilute this. I have openly said, I want to make this available to 1 million people. I want to change the world. I want to bring smart investing to the world. And she said, you do that and you'll dilute it and nobody will win. So she and I sat down and said, 1,000 people on the bus, right? And we will shut the door once the 1,000 people come. Now, from what Trent has told me, it looks like we got 700 already. Okay, so there's 300 seats available. If what I just told you makes sense, and you say, "Wow, he can do that every day," yeah, there was another message I sent him on about Isotope, a company that is creating isotopes for the semiconductors, for medical, and for nuclear energy. It's an unknown stock that Samantha said this could be the next Amazon.com because nobody knows about it. You don't know what an isotope is, but it'll change the world, much as AI is changing the world. It will cure cancer. It will make power much more accessible, and it will make semiconductors more efficient. That's what I share every day. Where do I get it? Bart goes and searches where is a stock that is showing exponential growth in their revenues and will meet scale, and somewhere in the next 3 years will become a big winner. Bart gives me that. That's my second AI agent. Samantha then does the research. I then share it with the tribe. I'm just saying, if you want on, the bus is closing. 1,000 people will get this kind of information every morning that I can find it. And right now, Samantha gives me more than I can handle. Okay, I'm Kerry. I'm a retired financial advisor. I had a guy call me yesterday and said, I was on your stock talk last Friday, and you made a statement that you want to change the world. Yeah, I want to change the wealth gap. I want at least 1,000 people to become multimillionaires in the next 3 years. At least. I'll find a way to spread it further. Talk to you again. I don't know when, because once we get the 1,000 people, there's no reason for me to talk to anybody else.